A lifelong rivalry, a fake hickey, and a surprise pregnancy. My sworn enemy, Ethan, mocked my perpetually single status. I retaliated by faking a hickey. See? My boyfriend gave me this. He scoffed, you? As if any guy would want you. Later, I sobbed outside the OB-GYN's office. Ethan showed up, face like thunder. Who's the jerk? I'll teach him a lesson. Then, looking at me, his voice softening, don't cry. You and the baby, I'll take care of you both. I woke up next to a man. Naked. And it wasn't just any man. It was Ethan Riley, my nemesis. Everyone in our social circle knew the bad blood between us ran deep. Last night at the bar, a lost game of dice resulted in a forced kiss. Ethan leaned back, smirking. A little inexperienced, Olivia? First kiss, maybe? Infuriated, I secretly pinched a red mark on my neck. See this? My boyfriend did that. He's way better than you. Ethan's expression darkened. He stared at the fake hickey, his eyes unreadable, then scoffed, Olivia Davis, as if any guy would want you. I guess losing to me really got to him. He usually didn't drink much, but that night, he got wasted. I drove him home, planning to film his drunken antics. Instead, well, let's just say I spent the night very differently than I planned. There's an unspoken rule in our privileged circle: what happens with a one-night stand stays there. I snuck out of Ethan's mansion, scrubbed every trace of our encounter, even distracting him with some, attention when he almost woke up. Later, at a convenience store, my phone rang. It was Ethan. His voice, husky with sleep, sent a shiver down my spine. Olivia, where are you? I stammered, pretending innocence. I just dropped you off. Wanted to see how ridiculous you looked drunk. You slept here last night? Yeah. In the guest room. I had a bit too much to drink myself. Not in my bed? No way. I gripped my phone, my voice rising a little too high. As if. Why would I ever sleep in your bed? Silence. A college guy bumped into me. Oh, hey, boyfriend, I blurted out into the phone. Gotta go, we have plans. So, what did you want? Ethan's voice was flat. Nothing. Must have been a dream. Bye. To cement my lie, I posted a photoshopped picture on Instagram of me cuddling with a shirtless, faceless hunk. For a month, everything was calm. Ethan didn't suspect a thing. I'd successfully dodged a bullet. I threw a party to celebrate. But before I could even take a sip of champagne, I threw up. The pregnancy test was positive. Ethan Riley, that jerk, had a 1 in a million shot. I was still reeling when my mom called. Olivia, your Aunt Carol saw you at the OB-GYN. Are you pregnant? Tears welled up. Mom, I kind of want to keep it. Get rid of it. I've found you a perfect husband. Marry him, we'll secure the land deal downtown, and your father will finally be on our side. I felt a cold dread. Mom, you're not even asking who the father is, or how I feel, you just want me to get an abortion? It doesn't matter who the father is. Your half-brother, that bastard child, is gaining power in the company. I won't let some homewrecker's son steal what's rightfully ours. Mom, is that all you care about? Am I just a pawn in your war with his mother? Don't you dare talk to me like that. If you were a boy, none of this would be necessary. I've given you everything. Now all I'm asking is for you to marry a decent man. Just marry him? Do my feelings mean nothing to you? My hand trembled. Just like when you needed money, you'd stage those fake fights with Dad, pretend to be on his side after he cheated, and then use it to extort him. Mom, you can tolerate that sick relationship, but I won't. Silence. Then, ice cold, I don't care what you say, Olivia. 1 week. Get rid of the baby and come home to get married. Otherwise, don't call me Mom, and don't expect a single penny. I sat outside the clinic, sobbing. Then, a pair of polished loafers appeared in my blurred vision. Olivia Davis, you're not a pretty crier. Ethan. Here? Mortified, I turned away, wiping my tears. Leave me alone. He leaned against the wall, smirking. That muscled boyfriend of yours not here for moral support? Dumped you already? Crying alone at an OB-GYN. People might get the wrong idea. I jumped up. Don't you dare say a word. I'm not pregnant. I'm not here because I'm pregnant. Just then, a nurse called out, Miss Davis? Are you still scheduling the termination? We're booked for today otherwise. Ethan's eyes snapped to mine, sharp. Olivia, how far along are you? He reached for my chart. I snatched the chart, hiding it behind my back. If Ethan found out the baby was his, he'd make me get rid of it. Ethan, stop it. It's private. Fine, I am pregnant, 9 weeks. Happy now? Are you going to mock me for being unmarried? I glared at him, trying to sound defiant. Ethan stared at me, then the word 9 weeks seemed to register. His expression became colder. The timeline didn't match. The baby's your muscle man's? I mumbled, yes. He doesn't know? Why? Why should he? I feigned indifference. Call him, Ethan said, his face expressionless. Tell him to come here. Now. How could a non-existent person show up? He blocked me, I lied. Ethan repeated the words, his voice low and dangerous. Blocked? Olivia, you're usually so tough, so loud. Now that some guy dumped you, you're acting like this? Why was he so angry? He didn't dump me. I dumped him. I snapped. Ethan chuckled. Oh really? Then why are you crying? I'm crying tears of joy. He was silent. I thought he'd finally leave. Then he asked, what are you going to do about the baby? I blurted out, I'm keeping it. The fight with my mom had made something click. This baby might be the only family I'd ever truly have. Keeping it? Ethan scoffed. Olivia, you're that into this muscle-bound loser? You'd keep his kid even after this? I never took you for someone so lovesick. I turned away, not wanting him to see my vulnerability. I didn't want his pity. My mom proved just how little she cared. She wouldn't even let me inside the house. My suitcase was tossed onto the lawn. I packed my things, tears mixing with the rain. Headlights flashed. A black car stopped in front of me. Ethan. He looked at me, then at my suitcase. I instinctively hid it behind me. Just going on a trip. He didn't say a word. He got out of the car and walked towards me. I backed away, weak and shivering. Ethan, please don't. I don't have the energy to fight today. Just leave me alone. He scooped me into his arms. Olivia, you're keeping the baby and you're out here getting soaked? Are you an idiot? He put me in his car, wrapped me in blankets, and turned the heat up. I was too exhausted to argue and fell asleep. I woke up in Ethan's bed, cocooned in warmth. He was making porridge in the kitchen. He checked my forehead. No fever. How are you feeling? I shook my head. He sat me down. Eat. Hot shower after. I ate ravenously. Slow down, no one's going to steal it, he teased, wiping a grain of rice from my lip. I swatted his hand away. Stop it. He smirked. There's the fire I know. Full belly, regaining your strength, ready to bite back. He took out a cigarette, then tossed the whole pack in the trash. I felt a pang of guilt. It's okay, you can smoke. I'll leave soon. He pushed my phone towards me. It's been on silent. Your mom's been calling. A lot. He'd seen the messages, the threats. I wanted to disappear. Then, his phone rang. Ethan. Why weren't you answering? Where's my granddaughter-in-law? What are you even good for? Grandpa, I'm busy with your granddaughter-in-law. Gotta go. He hung up. I finished my porridge and stood. Thanks for the food. I should go. Olivia. His voice was serious. I turned. What? Marry me. We got married. Just like that. Me, Olivia Davis, married to Ethan Riley. The news would shock everyone. And I was pregnant. Ethan finished a video call with his grandfather and came back, putting his arm around my waist. Pregnant women shouldn't stand on steps, it's dangerous. I stiffened, trying to pull away. Don't Don't touch me, Mrs. Riley, he murmured, his lips brushing against my nose. It's legal now. This is called being affectionate with my wife. It's commendable behavior. His voice, saying wife, made my cheeks burn. What are you thinking about? Who are you thinking about? He squeezed my waist playfully. I blurted out, the baby isn't yours. I looked up, straight into his darkening eyes. Olivia, we're married. You're still thinking about that musclehead jerk? Thinking out loud, I backpedaled. We had a deal. A year of marriage, $50 million, and I'd help him handle his family. I had to play the part. It's just a contract, right? We'll divorce in a year. I'll take my baby and disappear. I would never cling to you. And you know I could never fall for you. Ethan's eyes went from cold to icy. You've certainly got it all figured out. I puffed out my chest. Of course. Wouldn't want to inconvenience my benefactor. I'll fulfill my duties. All of them? Which ones? Sleeping with me. I gaped. I'm pregnant. How am I supposed to? He snorted. Is being pregnant supposed to stop anything? You're all talk. My face flushed. Ethan Riley, you're shameless. He kissed me then, hard, almost angry. I whimpered, but he deepened the kiss. Finally, I bit him and pushed him away. Ethan, your kissing is still terrible. Just like that night, I'd said too much. Ethan's eyes narrowed. Just like that night, my ex kissed me. Way better. Ethan laughed, a dangerous sound. Talking about your ex in front of your husband? Nice, Olivia, real nice. You think I can't find this ex of yours? 7. 3 days later, Ethan dragged a man in front of me. He's Harry Evans, trust fund brat, nightclub regular, more notches on his bedpost than a lumberjack has trees. Last count, over 30 women have tried to off themselves over him. Ethan's assistant placed a photo in front of me. The full, uncropped picture of the shirtless guy from my Instagram post. Isn't this the guy you photoshopped? I was speechless. Out of all the random pictures online, I'd picked a guy from our social circle? Ethan sneered. Don't recognize your ex? I couldn't deny it. Unless I told the truth. But to protect my baby, I had to play along. I nodded. Ethan's face twisted with rage. He yanked off his tie, wrapping it around his hand. Dude, I'm so sorry. I don't even know her. Harry stammered. Ethan slammed his fist into Harry's face. Dude? Who gave you permission to call her that? Who gave you permission to even look at her? He kept punching. Each blow made me flinch. He was going to kill him. Ethan! Stop! He stopped, turning to me, his eyes dark. Feeling sorry for him? Olivia, you're Mrs. Riley now. Try defending him, just one word. I stayed silent. Harry sobbed. I swear, I never slept with her. I don't even remember her. Ethan crouched down, his voice a low growl. Playing dumb, huh? You think she's the kind of woman you use and toss away? She's my wife. Now and forever. You so much as look at her again, touch a single hair on her head, I'll feed you to the dogs. When we left, there were blood stains on Ethan's shirt. I rushed to him. Are you okay? He raised an eyebrow. Worried about him? No, of course not. I'm worried about you. I peeked inside nervously. He picked me up and put me in the car. Still lying. You kept looking back. He pinned me against the seat. Seriously, Olivia? This loser? What did you see in him? I tried to push him away. He caught my hands, pinning them above my head. When the baby's born, their last name is Riley. Maybe that'll fix their questionable genetics. If they take after you or him, they're screwed. But, we're getting divorced. His grip tightened. Divorced? You're still planning on marrying him? Olivia, don't you dare hesitate. He kissed me again, biting my lip. Fine. Glare at me all you want, but you sleep with him? How am I worse than him? Tell me, Olivia, am I that bad? Are you that blind? His anger made me cry. Ethan, stop it. He froze. You're crying? My tears flowed freely. You're just mocking me. I'm pregnant and you're being so mean. Okay, I'm sorry, baby, I'm sorry. It's my fault. Don't cry, please don't cry. He kissed my tears away, his voice gentle. You and the baby, I'm keeping you both. I'll take care of you both, forever. He lifted my skirt. His fingers trailed up my thigh. Olivia, baby, let me take care of you. Let me make you feel good. I was too blurry-eyed to stop him. Men are all talk. He said he'd take care of me, but I woke up in our apartment, sore and exhausted. There was a note on a container of food. Eat this. If it's past 10, I'll have fresh food delivered. Take your prenatal vitamins. No ice water. Ethan's handwriting. He was good at a lot of things, apparently. I went to the bathroom. The floor was covered with non-slip mats. The toilet seat was my favorite shade of blue. That jerk. I smiled, a little giddy. Thanks to Ethan's care and maybe the ridiculously expensive organic meals he insisted on, my first trimester was smooth sailing. News of our marriage leaked, despite our efforts. My mom called constantly, and even my snobby half-brother begged to see me. I knew why. Ethan Riley was the heir to 2 massive fortunes. I wasn't above using that to my advantage. I negotiated with my father, who, believing our marriage was real, gave me a hefty chunk of company shares and a few properties to appease Ethan. I pocketed it all, feeling a tiny bit guilty. Just a tiny bit. After all, my hands, lips, and other parts of my body were pretty sore thanks to him. I wondered if he'd married me just for some weird pregnancy fetish. I rubbed my belly. Baby, your father might be a jerk, but he's taking good care of us. Maybe I should reward him. I texted him, Ethan, I want to design you a shirt. Send me your measurements. He replied instantly, 10.15 inches. Me, you perv. Not that measurement. Ethan, 3.15 inches wide, current color status, photo available upon request. Wife, please respond with 1 minute if interested. I texted back, fuming, liar. I bet it's barely a millimeter. That millimeter comment cost me dearly for the next month, but I finished the shirt. I designed it, cut the fabric, and embroidered it myself. I planned to give it to him at his birthday party. But when I arrived at the private room, the atmosphere was tense. Ethan sat on the couch, swirling his drink, his face grim. What's wrong? Then I saw her. Amelia Foster. Our high school classmate. Ethan's supposed one true love. The Amelia he'd murmured that night. So that's why he was in a mood. I should have been happy, but I suddenly lost my appetite. I sat in a corner, hiding the shirt. I shouldn't have bothered. As expected, Ethan was distant. He even texted me, something came up. Stay on your side of the room tonight. I'll have the driver take you home early. Fine. Whatever. I planned to slip out unnoticed. But then, some rich kid, clearly drunk, started gossiping. Harry Evans, that loser, offered me a fortune to have his kid. I took his sperm for IVF, and guess what? Dude's shooting blanks. Doctor said he's genetically incapable of getting anyone pregnant. The room erupted in laughter. Ethan's head snapped up, looking straight at me. I pretended to be engrossed in my phone. 2 words echoed in my mind, I'm screwed. My fake husband's true love was back, and my baby's paternity was about to be exposed. Talk about bad timing. I spent the rest of the party terrified. After the party, I pulled Amelia aside. Hey, want to come over to my place tonight? When Ethan got home, I was sitting on the shoe rack by the door. He frowned, pulling me up, brushing off my skirt. Why are you sitting here? It's cold. Just go inside. She's waiting for you. I pushed him inside and slammed the door shut. I ran downstairs and ate a mountain of street food. Had they done it already? Maybe this would soften the blow when he found out about the baby. I patted my full belly. Oops, I'd forgotten my phone and wallet. Pregnancy brain. I sighed. I'd have to wash dishes all night to pay for my meal. A shadow fell over me. Ethan. You came. I jumped up. I forgot my wallet. Pay for me, please. Why are you standing up so fast? The doctor said to take it easy. He paid, then took my hand. Let's go home. Pregnant women shouldn't be out so late. And no more street food. Tell me what you're craving, I'll learn to cook it. But I was too tired to walk. Ethan picked me up. I snuggled against him, drowsy. So, Amelia, did she leave? How did it go? She's dead. What? Ethan, don't even joke about. Oh, I see. You must be so happy to see your precious Amelia. Look at you, smiling. Yeah, my precious Olivia isn't trying to give me a heart attack. That makes me happy. He carried me, then asked, why would you think I liked her? You wrote her a love letter, I mumbled, yawning. Didn't she like you back? No, Ethan, you're actually a good guy. A little mean and demanding, but good. Why wouldn't Amelia like you? Yeah, he chuckled softly, then why don't you like me, Olivia? Why can't you try to like me? I didn't answer. I was asleep. Ethan stared at my face, a complex mix of emotions in his eyes. He kissed my forehead. I'll tell you tomorrow. Good night, wife. But there was no tomorrow. When Ethan woke up, I was gone. I'd booked a flight to Singapore. As the plane took off, I cried. I missed my mom, even though she didn't love me. And I missed Ethan. But it was for the best. We'd divorce in a year, and he'd find someone better. I bought a villa, hired help, and started my own fashion label. Life was good. 8 months pregnant, I saw Ethan on the news. He'd taken over his family's business. He looked tired, his expression hard. I turned off the TV, a lump forming in my throat. I rubbed my belly. Baby, see? Your daddy's amazing. A month later, another news report. Ethan Riley, CEO of Riley Corporation, crashed his car into a bridge pillar this morning. His condition is unknown. I shot up from my chair. A sharp pain ripped through my abdomen. I gave birth to a healthy baby girl, 6 pounds, 6 ounces. The doctor said she was the most beautiful baby she'd ever seen. I hoped she'd inherited Ethan's looks, too. I wondered how he was doing. A few days after I was discharged, I logged into my old WeChat account. Thousands of unread messages. Most were from Ethan. Olivia, where did you go? Come home. We have a doctor's appointment. Hello? Not talking to me? Mad at me? Come on, Olivia, don't be like this. There's nothing between me and Amelia. I don't even like her. You're imagining things. I didn't even touch her. I should have explained, things have been crazy with the family business. Are you really ignoring me? Olivia, I'm getting angry. Fine, I'm not angry. Just say something. Don't make me worry. Are you there? You're not answering my calls. Where are you? Don't you dare run away. I'll break your legs. You even emptied your closet. You're really leaving? Am I that bad? Even Harry Evans is better? Olivia, don't you dare leave. I miss you. Please talk to me. I really miss you. Please. Wife. You don't want me anymore, do you? You really don't want me. I scrolled through the messages, my hands shaking. All sent between 3 and 4 a.m. Had he even slept? Then I saw a post from one of Ethan's friends. He said Ethan was dead. Car crash. The same morning my daughter was born. I flew back to Beijing, numb. I left my daughter with a trusted friend. I went straight to our apartment. It was empty. Everything was exactly as I'd left it. Even my toothbrush and towel were still there. The fridge was stocked with my favorite snacks and milk, all with current expiration dates. Someone had been here, keeping it maintained. I ran downstairs, panicked. Then I realized, the entire complex was deserted. Every exit was blocked. Footsteps. Bodyguards surrounded me. Ethan walked towards me. Relief flooded through me. He was alive. Then I saw how much weight he'd lost. Then, panic. He'd caught me. I backed away. He advanced, his eyes burning. Run, Olivia. Run away from me again, I dare you. He took me back to the apartment. What are you looking at? Trying to find an escape route? He sounded cold. You can jump out the window. No need to run. Straight to reincarnation. But I'll jump with you. You can't escape me, not even in the afterlife. Ethan. I glared at him. Stop being sarcastic. I came back because I thought you were dead. Would you care if I were? Of course I would. I'd be devastated. The words tumbled out. Ethan just stared at me, his eyes bloodshot. He didn't look like the cocky, arrogant Ethan I knew. My phone rang. Caller ID, baby. Ethan snatched it. I quickly hung up. Baby? He gripped the phone, his voice strained. You have a new man, over there? It was the maid. Her WeChat name was Baby. Where's the child? He demanded, his eyes fixed on the phone screen. I'll go get them. The baby is mine. He gritted his teeth. Not mine? Whose, then? You lied to me, Olivia. That night, you were in my bed. I woke up ecstatic, thinking I'd had the best dream of my life, and you said it wasn't real. I had Harry Evans checked out, poked and prodded for months. He's sterile. The baby is mine, Olivia. You've been carrying my child this whole time. I couldn't argue. I was afraid you wouldn't want the baby. My baby? Would I not want my own child? Do I look insane? What if having a baby messed up your future marriage plans? Or what if your one true love wasn't happy? What if you wanted me to get rid of it? So I looked down, ashamed. I'm sorry, Ethan. I shouldn't have lied. I just wanted to keep the baby so badly. Ethan stared at me, then asked, what's a one true love? I almost laughed. Amelia? The woman you're in love with. Ethan turned to his bodyguards. Go kill Amelia Foster. Bring me the body. Ethan. Stop it. I don't like Amelia. I never have. Olivia, are you listening to me? But, didn't you write her a love letter in middle school? It was so cheesy, all about Amelia this and Amelia that. I wrote it to you. To Olivia. I'd injured my hand playing basketball, so my writing was terrible. I had the guy at the print shop type it up, and he messed up the name. That night, you brought Amelia here. She thought I liked her. I told her to stay away from us, or I wouldn't be so nice next time. Ethan stood up, his voice shaking. Olivia, I'm telling you, I don't like Amelia. I like you. I love you, damn it. Even when you left me, I still loved you. I'm never letting you go. As long as I'm alive, you're mine. The room was silent. The bodyguards discreetly left. I sat there, stunned. Amelia, Olivia, so that night, he was calling my name? Ethan waited, then frowned. Olivia, are you deaf? Hello? Olivia. He sat down, his voice softer. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have yelled. I know I messed up. I was just afraid you'd run away again. Olivia, please say something. Even if you don't want me, tell me why. I leaned forward and kissed him. I don't reject you. Ethan, I like you too. I love you. I won't run away, not ever again. I'm sorry too. Let's not be angry anymore, okay? Ethan's body went rigid. His eyes, dark and weary, suddenly lit up. He pulled me closer, kissing me deeply, desperately. He lifted me into his arms and carried me to the bedroom, kissing me all the way. I giggled, pushing at his chest. Ethan, I just had a baby. What are you doing? Making sure you're okay after running around so soon after giving birth. I'm just checking my daughter's milk supply. You're shameless. Wait, how did you know it's a daughter? I wanted a daughter, just like you. Because I just like you. 2 years later, we had a lavish wedding. Ethan went all out. It was almost embarrassing. I invited Amelia. I apologized. In high school, that love letter was meant for me. But after seeing the name, I gave it to her. She'd been carrying that misconception all these years. She also told me that after dance class, she'd often see Ethan waiting outside. She thought he was waiting for her. But when she approached him, he was cold and distant. Now she knew he was waiting for me. Dance class ended late, and he'd follow me home to make sure I was safe. But back then, I had a crush on a different guy, and I wrote him a love letter. Ethan reported me to the teacher. That's how our rivalry started. Years of bickering, teasing, fighting, he was always there, disrupting my dates, turning every social gathering into a battleground. He was the only man I really spent time with. Now, I realized how calculating he'd been. I looked at Ethan, holding our daughter. He winked, mouthing the words, "Wife, I want to kiss you." That shameless jerk. I rolled my eyes, but I couldn't stop smiling. I walked towards him and our daughter, my heart full of a happiness I'd never known before.